Adam Smith did not invent the idea that greed is good. That version of him was invented later. You've heard the name. You probably think you know the idea. Smith, the godfather of modern capitalism, the man supposedly crowned as the ultimate authority on leave markets alone. Almost none of that is how he would have recognized himself. Historians who actually read his 18th century pages have spent decades trying to correct a myth, a version of Adam Smith that took over public memory long after he was around to object. This is that correction. Here is the popular caricature. Smith, the lone genius, stepping back from the chaos of his century to decree that self-interest is a magical social good. Its mechanism? The invisible hand. Today, that phrase is treated as the ultimate justification for deregulation. It's a tidy story. It's also substantially wrong. Start with the line everyone quotes, the invisible hand. In Smith's massive writings, it shows up almost in passing. A brief aside, not a grand doctrine. It was elevated into an untouchable economic dogma generations later by 19th century readers who needed Smith to anchor their own agendas. And what was Smith actually fighting? Not government regulation in the abstract. His real target was mercantilism, a corrupt system of state-granted monopolies, tariffs, and corporate overreach. His sharpest anger was aimed at chartered giants like the East India Company, which used political privilege to choke out open competition. The Wealth of Nations wasn't a manifesto for corporate lawlessness. It was an attack on corporate privilege. He published it in March 1776, right as the American colonies were exploding. He wasn't locked away drafting eternal market commandments. He was intervening in a live political emergency, arguing that Britain's colonial trade restrictions were self-defeating and unjust. He didn't do it alone either. Smith was part of a brilliant collective, the Scottish Enlightenment, alongside thinkers like David Hume. They were trying to make sense of a rapidly shifting world. Later interpreters flattened that nuance, forcing a rigid markets versus state cage match onto a philosopher obsessed with morality, trust, and institutional fairness. This gap matters because when we invoke the myth of the invisible hand to justify leaving markets completely unchecked, we borrow Smith's authority for an idea he never championed. And when we sit around waiting for a new Adam Smith to solve our modern crises, we miss how progress actually happens. Clarity doesn't come from a lone savior descending with perfect answers. It comes the way Smith worked, people thinking together, staring down a failing system, and refusing to confuse privilege with freedom.